Oh, shadows of the first. As Alphino and many others know all too well, there is no rest for the righteous. So it is 3.4 about the Warriors of Darkness then. I mean, it's seeming so, but... So the Warriors of Darkness and the Ascians are conspiring to bring about Garuda's summoning. That they might... Oh, obviously, Zelphatal. How quickly I forget. That they might put her to the sword. Then when we first encountered them in Lothask Nath, when they were confronting Ravana, gods, has this been their aim all along? What do you intend to do, Master Alphino? There is much and more I do not understand, but I know this. A primal summoning cannot be ignored. Alize risked her life to uncover this plot, and we squander her gift at our peril. Lavenza, will you accompany me to Zelphatal and help me stop the Ixal's ritual? Nod. Oh, a point to self then. Given that Ishgard shares a border with the Ixali homeland, we have a vested interest in the outcome of this ritual. We have been willing to suffer the Beastman's intrusions into Kurthan lands to a point, but the summoning of a primal is an escalation we cannot abide. We shall have our fastest airship, you shall have our fastest airship, Master Alphino. The mountains of Zelphatal are not easily traversed, and this endeavor demands all haste. The gesture is most appreciated, Sir Emmerich, but I fear an aerial approach is destined to fail. This is their homeland, after all, and Zelphatal dirigibles are not to be underestimated. No, experience tells me the only conceivable approach is by land. I believe it would be wiser to cross into Zelphatal by way of the mountain pass east of Camp Dragonhead. In that case, I shall send instructions for a contingent of the camp's knights to be placed at your disposal. They will secure your safe passage through the mountains and escort you thence to Zelphatal. Though my men are unqualified to confront a primal, they are more than capable of contending with the Zelphatal. Or no, with the Ixal. Wow. We should be glad of their assistance, Lord Edmund. In the event Mistress Alize regains consciousness, we will share with you any additional information she may provide. May the Fury watch over and keep you safe. Then let us be off. We can procure any additional supplies we require in Camp Dragonhead. Yeah, I think I just, making sure to say Zelphatal right every time. I had that locked and loaded. Had a misfire there. I shall send word to the acting commander at Camp Dragonhead of your imminent arrival. Who knows, this may even spur me to nominate a permanent replacement. I have put off the task for far too long. Or Chiffon. Well, you gotta keep bringing him up. Right. Have you everything you require then? Excellent. The entrance to the pass is north of Nautilin and due east of Camp Dragonhead. Though it is normally guarded by a score of Ixali warriors, I have been informed that House Fortant knights have already dispatched them. The enemy's gate lies open. We need but walk through. Nice, just straight in. I imagine we'll just talk to the dude and that'll unlock the dungeon. We have everything in hand here, miss. No need to worry. And may I say what an honor it is to work with you, miss. Behold, beyond this gate lies the trail which will lead us into Zelphatal. According to my map, it looks to be a relatively straightforward route, albeit one through exceedingly dangerous territory. Mr. Shark, Master Alphino, as you can see, the gate is ours. Be advised that our scouts are reporting increased activity around the first mountain. Simply put, they are up to something and don't want anyone interfering. We stand ready to escort you to Zelphatal and aid you as you see fit. Given the numbers we are like to encounter, a two-pronged approach may be best. While the knights and I feign a larger attack to draw the Zelphatal's attention, or the Ixal's attention, I suggest you and yours attempt to slip past their defenses and locate the site of the summoning ritual. If the gods are good, you should only have to deal with some few patrols, but if they are not, you may be forced to do battle with the warriors of darkness. I've done this one more recently in a roulette. I mean, it's a decent dungeon. It's not bad. It's just, it's not one of those that stands out to me. I wouldn't put it in my list of favorites. Oh, there we go. I should just look at the map, but I try to go just off of, just what's right in front of me. That did not go well. I mean, it's interesting and it's cool that, we like dip into kind of the homeland or whatever of, some of the beast tribes. Because obviously, like recently we had Hagelthon for the Amalja. So it's kind of cool to see like just what their cities or whatever look like. It's like I've been avoiding AoEs, but it's like I really don't need to. This is just kind of... This dude reminds me of the NES game Balloon Fight. Which just has a hard time taking him seriously. Fly from this sacred place, something, something. And he's got He's like dual-wielding pistols. The Garuda pistols at that. Nice. Took him out before any of his mechanics. Just turned him into a tank and spank. Yeah, I mean, this has proven to be easy, you know. What dungeon was it that it felt like... It's like, man, this is going about as, you know, quickly as being in a group. Although this one probably is as well. Which, I mean, in that case, it's, I can do it solo. It's fine to do it solo, but... I hope this keeps up. Because as I was saying earlier, like, I think it would be cool to do... Bardam's Medal. Solo. Like, do I got a line of sight, dudes? This dude does not want to come in. I gotta pick up the key. I mean, it's definitely, like, this dungeon is definitely cool from kind of a, I guess an aesthetic type of thing. Like, cool, not, you know, pretty. It's not, it's certainly not beautiful, but it's just cool. The, I don't know, I guess kind of treehousiness of it all. You know, kind of makes me, I mean, you know, depending on where you fall in the fandom, it kind of reminds me of the Ewoks in Star Wars. Obviously, like, it isn't houses in the trees, but it's got the same kind of aesthetic going on. And I can tell you right now, I would take an Ewok any day over a Gungan. So... I don't hate the Gungans, but... I'm more of a fan of cute things than, like... I don't know. I don't know what you would describe a Gungan as. Fat fingered the wrong button. I think the shadow would be a waste at this point. Yeah, it is interesting. You do fight Garuda at the end of this, right? Or is it like some kind of like half Garuda, half something else amalgamation? I don't recall. But if we do fight Garuda, that's interesting. Would this be the first time we actually fight a primal in a dungeon? Won't be the last, but it might be the first. These are cool, kind of little zip-liney things. Surprised they never turned that into a mount. Just standing there on that thing. Although I guess when it comes down to it, this game is not really super what's the word I'm looking for? Like, they don't, like, make mounts out of everything. That balloon's pretty cool looking. Again, like another time, there's something about playing it solo. It's, you know, easier to just kind of take everything in. No tornado for you, sir. Keep that to yourself. Cutscene. Or just... Oh, I think we fight this dude in... Just like some of the spells have Garuda come down and do stuff, I think. Intrude upon sacred ground, who dares? Pay with lives, featherless ones will. I think not, sir. I was just thinking it would be kind of cool. I mean, it would take a lot of work, and I don't think they would ever do it. But to actually create, like, solo versions of at least some of the dungeons. You know, where it actually brings some of the difficulty back to this stuff. Upon sliver of her glory, we now call squawk, squawk. I mean, I guess you don't need to make it solo to bring the difficulty back, but... Because I don't recall this being difficult at all. Like, you know, in the recent dungeon finders that I've done, or roulettes that I've done. You know, just the way item level and various buffs and so forth to jobs. Stuff just, you know, there's still challenge to it, but it's... I mean, basically, like, if you have a good tank and healer, or even a DPS and a healer, you know, you can make it through this stuff.
Thank the gods. What happened?
Just me murking fools, that's it.
So they were unable to see the ritual to its completion. Then Garuda is no longer a threat, and whatever the Ascians and the Warriors of Darkness were planning has come to naught. But we should not tarry. The knights have secured our path to safety.
Well, well. What do we have here?
You'd better not have killed the Primal without us.
And there's Urianger playing double agent.
You!
Wait, I know you. Still walking, I see. I could have sworn my aim was true.
Just what is your game? Leading us the long way so these fools could step in and claim our prize?
No, no. Let's not make hasty accusations. By the look of things, the ritual was proceeding as planned. We arrived at the appointed hour. 'Twas they who erred.
It is hopeless. We cannot face them all.
Do mine ears deceive? A boy!
Uh,
So that's the way of it. Twins! You had me worried for a moment there.
it actually confused me for a second. I was like, what?
Know that I will happily make it quicker for you. If you just stand still.
Enough, Jarumal. We wouldn't want to upset the man in white with any unnecessary bloodshed now, would we?
Her name isn't actually Jerumal, right? I'm trying to remember from Shadow.
You've been awfully busy since we were kind enough to spare your lives.
While you were idly consorting with the Ascians, you mean? 7 hells! What could you possibly hope to achieve?
Should I explain it to you? Very well. Consider it a reward of sorts for beating us here. You know the tale of Hydaelyn and Zodiac, I take it? Of the Great Sundering and the reflections it created?
Across 10 and 3 they were divided. Reflections of the source, each possessed of shards of light and dark.
Just so. One of those reflections, the one nearest to the source, is our home. And we were the heroes blessed with her light. But not all worlds hold light and dark in equal measure. In ours, the power of light was greater by far. So the Ascians, who once threatened our home, were no match. And they fell before us, one after another, till none were left. Victory, we thought. And then came the light. A flood of pure, blinding radiance, annihilating shadow and color and life itself. Ere long, it will consume our world, leaving naught in its wake but blank perfection.
That cannot be. Do you honestly expect us to believe such a story?
Believe what you like. But it has happened before, on a world far removed from ours. The 13th, which was swallowed by the dark and transformed into what you call the Void. Unchallenged light would condemn us to a similar fate. And so we joined hands with our former enemies, and with their aid came here, to the source. For there is but one way to restore the balance and save our home. The Ardor.
Nope.
Calamitous destruction with the power to break down the barriers between planes and see our worlds rejoined.
It's not going to save
You
your
would
home.
doom our world to save your own? What would even become of us? Of you?
Enough. I tire of talking. You know our cause. You know what is at stake. We are prepared to do whatever it takes. Are you?
If there is aught you would say, say it. Otherwise, begone. You have no friends here.
Yeah, he does. So it's interesting. Ardbert, I mean, he said rejoining, like, is the end. Like, does he not understand what the rejoining is? And that it's not going to save his home. It's going to completely, irreversibly destroy it. But it's interesting, having him talk about it. And obviously at the time, you don't quite understand or know exactly what it is that's going on the first. But now having been there, it's just as he's describing it, like, obviously, like, I can see it. All quiet here, miss. Nary a peep from the birdmen. Well fought indeed. Lord Edmont will be pleased to learn that everything went according to plan. All things considered, we should be grateful to have survived that encounter. Do you think it could be true that to save their world, they must bring ruin to ours? Nope, that's not it. No, it matters not. Such wanton destruction is beyond justification. Whatever their reasons, they must be stopped. The sacrifice, the loss, it ends here. Shadows of the First. Thank you for watching this video. Tonight's stream was a lot of fun. We finally killed Nidhogg, finally, for the last time, which I think finishes off 3.3, and we moved into 3.4 with the stream ending after taking on Titan again and meeting poor Gabu. It was fun, but sad there at the end, but fun. If you enjoyed this and want to see it live, come and join me on my Twitch. The link is down below. And again, if you enjoyed this one, please like, comment, and subscribe. Other than that, have a good one.